This is Fortizo.
Hello friends, my name is Tawale Moshe. This is Fortizo. It's a platform where I share God's word to edify, to exhort, and to strengthen. So last week I started talking about the duality of our nature as believers, which we must clearly understand. So last week I talked about the fact that yes, we are on this earth, but yet we must be very conscious of our heavenly reality, to be able to superimpose the heavenly reality upon our earthly reality, or else we will partake of the corruption that is in the world. So you must learn to be an active participant or participator, whichever one is correct to you, in the heavenlies, to be able to rightly control what happens here on earth. But today I'm going to take it from another angle. You see, one of the challenges we have is that believers do not understand or do not know who they are. And that is why we enter into places and we lose consciousness of who we are. And it's very important that we learn this. So we'll look at two people in scripture. The first example that actually, resonates with this, what we're talking about, is Daniel. So there, these guys came from Israel and they were taken captive and they were entered into Babylon. And the king says he wants certain folks who are knowledgeable in certain things to be taught in the manner of in the ways of the Babylonians and all that. And the Bible said they set a table before them, but Daniel told, and his colleagues decided, and his friends decided not to defile themselves with the king's portion. Why? They knew that they were undercover agents, from another kingdom in a certain kingdom because of what they were going to do. And if you look at the trajectory of Daniel's life, you'll find that over time, Daniel began to exhibit, and his guys began to exhibit the assignment and began to run with the assignment, so that at the end of the day, we saw that Daniel's God became the national God, because the king alluded to the fact that everybody must worship his God. And that this is what the believer must understand, that you are like Daniel in that place. So you are a citizen of heaven, you're a believer, but you are in a kingdom. You operate within a worldly system, as it were. And one of the things that God is asking us to do is that we come as undercover agents and to infiltrate the kingdoms of this world and to make it the kingdom of our God. So it's quite unfortunate that we see believers who enter into systems and get lost within the system because they do not understand the duality of their nature. Yes, I am a child of God, but I am in a certain place to not just because God, I want to make money. So God puts you in a bank, God puts you in the oil sector, God puts you in the telecom sector, God puts you in the entertainment world, God puts you in different areas of life. You should not lose sense of who you are. You are an undercover agent for the kingdom. You have been sent into those places to infiltrate and to entrench the kingdom of God in those places. The Bible says in about chapter 1 verse 21, saviors will come up on Mount Zion. They will join the house of Israel and the kingdom with the Lord. So God is raising people from the church who understand, who are assignment conscious, not money conscious. You see, God gave you the opportunity to work in that organization, not because you are the first class, you have a 2-1, you have the required certification. There are people who have those qualifications much more that were not given the opportunity. You need to understand that every opportunity that God gives us to be in a place is God planting you for the sake of the kingdom. The kingdom assignment should override every other thing. Yes, God will bless you, you will make money, you will be paid good money and all that. But don't let that be your major assignment. You must understand that my major role here is to entrench the kingdom and the life of Jesus in this place. Am I talking about you carrying Bible and be preaching around in the office? No, not necessarily, because Daniel didn't do that. It was what they produced that attracted people to their God. The way they attacked, they did things. So Bible says in that chapter 1 that when they refused to eat of the king's portion, which also in the parallel is that they refused to partake of the corruption, the things that were happening. But yet, Bible says when they were tested, they were 10 times better. So even though I'm not going to partake of the corruption, for example, I'm a lady, I work in a bank, and I've been asked to go and to meet a target and go and bring in 100 billion naira. And the natural things that ladies do, they have to befriend guys who are in senators, you have to sleep with people and to know who is who and be able to do all the things that they do so that they can attract the the right people that can bring the money and give them the money. But yet, you as a child of God, you understand that I cannot defile myself with what goes on there. So what do? I walk in the Spirit, I do what is right, I pray in the Spirit, and God gives me what to do and leads me where to go. And yet, I am bringing much more. I'm meeting my target, and I'm not doing unethical things, And then people are like, how are you doing it? We are doing unethical things, and yet we are not even meeting up with what you are doing, and you are being ethical. You are not changing figures, you are not sleeping around, you are not doing all the things that other people are doing just to be able to meet their targets, but you are doing what is right, but you are even doing much more. That is what the believer should be doing in his workplace. The believer should not partake of the corruption that is in the world. You cannot be part of people changing figures because you need to meet your target. You should not be part of the people who are doing stuff that are not ethical because you need to be able to meet up. You can meet up and do better by the Spirit if you understand who you are. That was what Daniel did. Daniel understood who he was, knew the covenant that God had with them, and so they told themselves, we going below that is undermining the power of the covenant and undermining the power of God that we understand that has worked for us over the years. So they infiltrated Babylon, and before you knew it, Daniel became a known person. Daniel chapter 2, the king began to take control of Daniel because he was the one that gave the dream and interpretation, and that was his entrance into the political system. And then from there he became the vice president, and from there he became a very honorable man in that country, that he served 3 or 4 kings, at a row, and it was very prominent. And at the end of the day, his God became the national God. That is how we infiltrate the systems of this world. We cannot just enter into a place and fizzle out and lose ourselves and even become worse than we entered, because we don't have the understanding of the duality of our nature. So who is Taiwo? Taiwo is God's change agent that has been planted in ABC organization. Who is Taiwo? Taiwo is God's undercover agent who goes into that system, and his assignment is not to make money, even though we pay salary, even though you make money, but his assignment there is to use the result that is going to get by the Spirit to be able to make people understand that things can be done by the Spirit and things can happen the right way, and it will attract people to them. They want to know your God. They want to know how are you doing these things, and it becomes very easy to point them to Jesus and make them understand that this is the way to do it. You don't have to stress yourself to go through all the unethical things and the lie and then bootlick and all the things that people do just because of what they want, and all that. So you must understand that you as a believer, you are a kingdom agent. And the truth of the matter is, God will, once you understand this assignment, once you understand this that I'm talking about, you see that God will create massive opportunities for you because he knows that you understand your assignment. You see, we have an assignment here. And once you understand this assignment, God will begin to create platforms and doors for you, because he knows that once he gives you that door, you are going to maximize it and use it for the kingdom. It's not going to be for personal aggrandizement and all that. And the truth of the matter is, there's no way that you do this for the kingdom that God will not ensure that you are super blessed. God will bless you materially, monetarily, in every area, because he knows that you are assignment conscious. So, child of God, this is calling us back to understand the duality of our nature as believers. Yes, I am working in, I don't want to mention company, I'm working in ABC Telecoms, I'm working in ABC Bank, I'm working in ABC petrol, whatever, and all that. I'm teaching ABC school, I'm working in ABC local government, but I am God's undercover agent in that place. You see, and that is what happens if you see nations, you will say that US, UK would have underground agents, who will mix up with natural population. And what are they trying to do? They are serving the interest of their government. They are trying to extract information, extra strategy, so that they can pass it back to their own country. That is what we are as believers. We are undercover agents. Or else, the moment you got saved, it would have been better for God to just have taken us to heaven. It's a lot safer. The risk factor of going back into sin and then turning your back on Jesus is not there anymore, because what is the use? You are now saved, so that's what we have been waiting for. You are saved, you get to heaven. But he left you here for an assignment. God will send the rod of his strength out of Zion, saying, rule in the midst of your enemies. Psalm 110 verse 2 and 3. So it is very important that as a believer, you must be assignment conscious. What is heaven gaining because you are planted in that organization? Or it's just you making money, buying cars, traveling abroad, buying latest clothes and buying latest phones and enjoying life? You are not assignment conscious at all. As a matter of fact, the cars, the clothes, the phones, they are tools of effectiveness as an undercover agent. So when God gives you all those opportunities, understand that there is a kingdom assignment that must be done. And when you stand before God, God will ask you, we gave you this big opportunity. How did the kingdom profit from it? And I'm not talking about you giving to church. I'm talking about how many souls have your life as your result brought to Jesus because you are planted in that place and your life made a difference in that organization. As your boss even taking cognizance of the fact that this is a child of God in our organization. Laban knew by experience. He went by divination to know that there was somebody called Jacob who was in his place, and that was the person that was bringing the blessing. Can your boss look at us? So since this person came to our organization, things have changed. You can actually feel God, that God came into this place. Because you're a God carrier, you talk in tongues, but yet your life is not making a difference in the public. And that is where we are, especially in Africa. A lot of Christians, millions of Christians, but no change at all. The reason is because we are not assignment conscious. We are just conscious of our own personal lives, how we can make it, how we can blow, become bigger, to the exclusion of heaven's major assignment, which is send them there and let them bring out the change and bring many souls into the kingdom. So if you have worked in an organization for 1, 2, 3 years and your light is not shining, there is a problem. The Bible says you cannot light a candle and put it on the bushel. God puts you on the hill so that it can shine, and then men may see your good works and glorify God. You see, your life must be attracting people to Jesus. That is how to be an undercover agent, and that attraction is because of the result, how you are doing your stuff. So, child of God, you are there, you don't get result. You are, God for have mercy on me. My word, apparently useless in the organization, because you are not contributing anything. People cannot even relate with you. You are not even doing well. Ordinary assignment, ordinary target you can't meet. Ordinary memo you can't even write. And they are shagaba. Now I'm not talking about you get in the office and everybody and put, I'm a child of God, and then you are praying, you see you open Bible. No, you don't need to do that. You begin to live the life because you have had a relationship with God prior to coming. Your personal private time, devotional time, your quiet time has infused enough wisdom and grace into you. You get to that place of your assignment and you begin to do things meticulously. You begin to get results. Everybody begin to take note of you that this Mr. Taiwo, there's something about him, and then one day one of them will come to you and say, I've been observing you, that you are different, you do things meticulously, and yet you are meeting target, and we cannot find any fault. That's what they did. They tried to scrutinize Daniel. They could not find any fault, no corruption, no scandal, nothing to say there's something wrong with this guy. We have checked you. There is nothing you are doing wrong. Everything checks. You don't change figures, you don't do the things we do, but yet you are getting big result and you are doing massively well in this organization. And you can say, you know what, there is a way. I can show you the way, and that is how Jesus will be preached in the marketplace. So God has sent you to the marketplace not just to make money. God has sent you there as an undercover agent. So you must understand the duality of your assignment. You are a child of God from heaven, posted here for an assignment. So as we go into this year 2025, be assignment conscious. Let your light so shine in that organization. Let your light so shine in that neighborhood. Let your light so shine where God has put you in that country, that men may see your good work and glorify God who is in heaven, because of the things you are bringing to bear, the people who have been blessed, the lives who have been touched because you came into existence. So don't just get to a place and just lose consciousness of who you are. Yes, you are in this world, but you are not of this world. You are from heaven. You are born of God. You are sitting of heaven, and then you have the life of God inside of you. So bring that life to bear and let others be attracted to this kind of life. I hope this blessed you. So let's get to work and let's do things right. God has blessed you. My name is Taiwo Lemoshe. Thank you for watching.